So, here we are in our final game. With Valenteen now in the bottom right, playing as the blue Protoss. I think he stole the colour from Kaymonski. He played blue last round. And on the left, we've got Kaymonski back in his red from the first game as the Terran. The map is New Gettysburg, which, for those of you who played Starcraft 1, will recognise the name as the place where supposedly Mensk betrayed Kerrigan, left her to die at the hands of the Zerg, who instead captured her and turned her into the Queen of Blades. Sorry to spoil that for anybody, if I have, but Starcraft 1 has been out for quite a while, so you'll forgive me. In terms of map mechanics, you've got an expansion here, which is pretty easy to defend, very narrowish set of stairs. Third expansion is also pretty easy to defend, and so is the fourth. So not too bad, pretty defensible locations as far as expansions go. As far as attacking each other, there's a narrow path here from one side to the next. It's pretty risky to go through here, I would say, because of how clumped up your units would be. Unless you're just sending 1 or 2 units, I would avoid going through there. Much better is to destroy these rocks and have immediate access to the next area. Otherwise, both teams will have to go through this section here, which if the Zelnaga watchtower is activated, it will spot any movement. So this is the key location on the map, at least in the early game. In terms of builds, what we've got, Kaymonski has gone for 2 refineries, which suggests some kind of early harassment build. Maybe 2 banshees. We'll see. Actually, no, it can't be 2 banshees because I'm already seeing 2 barracks here in the corner. So that's pretty interesting. 2 racks built. This is something that they used to do in Heart of the Swarm. Although, oh dear, well, Valenteen's already spotted it, so that's unfortunate for Kaymonski. He is not going to get away with this. How is Valenteen reacting to this then? So Valenteen's gone for a pretty standard opening. Why has he only got 1 worker there? This guy. It's not working. He's not doing anything. Someone report him. 2 gateways and no expansion. So I think Valenteen's at the moment considering his options, but I expect him to... Okay, he has gone for a bunch of zealots. So yes, he's reacting to this by basically pumping out military units as quick as he can, because he realizes that he's probably going to have to defend this very, very soon. By the way, this idea here, that's a pretty interesting idea. If any adepts cross the map, they will not be able to do anything. Or adepts or zerglings, if it was zerg, whatever it is. This is a pretty good idea for any of you who play Starcraft this season. You might want to try that out. Nothing yet happening here. So, what's he decided to build out of these barracks? Nothing. Nothing. It's all a diversion, clearly. Why is he not building anything out of the barracks? Kaymonski, what are you doing?
Base is under attack.
You're not doing anything. Building a factory. So, seems to me like he's abandoned that idea. That's a shame. At the very least, you could have lifted them off and flown them away. You didn't need to let them get killed by zealots. Okay, well, I guess he heard me. Valenteen's reacted by placing an annoying pylon here, which is stopping Kaymonski from expanding, although I disagree with using 4 SCVs to destroy it. Definitely should have just... I mean, he should have built something out of these 2 barracks, and then if they'd survived, he could have used them to kill the pylon instead. But never mind. Maybe Kaymonski's a little bit frustrated with the games as they've gone so far. As for Valenteen, what's he going for then? I'm going to speed it up slightly. He's going for a Stargate, so this is probably going to be another Oracle. If this Oracle crosses the map, this could be deadly. And this is a very strong map for an Oracle as well, because there's a very short distance between the starting locations. The Valenteen's moving out here. This barrack's still here, actually. You could use this to scout if you wanted to. Just fly it over the enemy base, why not? Kaymonski's decided to just poke a little bit with what he's got. We'll see if he commits to that. In the meantime, Kaymonski going for some factories. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. So you see, he used 4 SCVs to destroy the pylon and yet didn't have a command center ready to expand. That was kind of a waste of time. Bit disappointed there. So the Zealots are going to try and push up the ramp, but Kaymonski has already sealed it, as he always does. He's got a Cyclone ready to defend. Going to push them away, no problem. Meanwhile, I can see Void Rays being built here. So, Valenteen going for a very sneaky build. And I say sneaky because it's not... I mean, he's making it look like he's going some kind of ground army zealots against... I mean, I realize Kaymonski would know that these Valenteens were purely to get rid of the barracks, but you can see how it would be easy for Kaymonski to think that Valenteen's going for a ground build after this. But he's not at all. Those zealots were completely a ruse, and instead will be focusing on Void Rays. He could have built an Oracle, but I suppose Kaymonski would have been ready for that with his Cyclone here. So, good call all around. This barracks really needs to go somewhere. Really needs to get moving. Just going to zoom out and speed it up a little bit. Forgot the names again, didn't I? There's the names. So, a drop from Kaymonski. He's come to have a look. He's dropping 2 Cyclones. I'm not sure what they're going to get done. He's going to have to micro them to get full effectiveness. Nope. Okay. All sorts of crazy stuff going on here. So Valenteen decided to recall his mothership to the Nexus, which was 3 feet away, in order to kill the Cyclone, which ran away in this direction. Nevertheless, the Cyclone was killed anyway. Could have just used the... Oh, I see what happened here. So he intended to use the Photon Overcharge on this pylon, and instead click recall. So that would probably make a lot more sense than recalling like 3 feet away, as I said. Never mind. So this attack was a bit of a failure, I'm afraid. He's actually using this barracks now. See if he's actually going to make anything out of it. He really could have just used it to scout the enemy base. So these Void Rays are moving across the map now. As you can see, they actually had to skirt the wall. And here they've arrived. Now he's got a bunch of Cyclones, so he can easily defend this. But how long will it take for him to react to this? And it's 3, 4. How many workers is he going to lose? Is it only 3 so far? No, he's lost 5. Oh no, he lost 3. That was 3 just then. So it was 2 in the early game. 2 Cyclones down. Oh, he's using the SCVs to repair the Cyclone. Really, really good. Making sure that it stays alive. Good stuff. But he's still very, very, very behind on workers. You might have 3 bases, but if you're not mining, it's like as if you had no bases at all. Valenteen really must get out, Kaymonski must really get out of this habit of just building command centers and not having enough workers. Meanwhile, the Void Ray is still coming out. Valenteen realizing, well, there's no reason for me to change. Late game, Cyclones not going to be able to do anything to the Void Rays. Even if at the moment they can. A whole bunch of factories for Kaymonski. That is far too many factories than he can currently support. Nevertheless, he wants to get these Cyclones back in action, so let's see what they get done. I would suggest they go for this 3rd here, but I'm not sure he even knows that Valenteen has a 3rd. He doesn't. And it's almost as if Valenteen knows that he's under threat. He's put his Void Rays in a good position here and then moved them away. Never mind. So, how much damage will he be able to get done? He likely won't be able to get rid of this Nexus. No chance. Void Rays are just going to shoo them away. Zealots and Void Rays essentially completely countering Cyclones, and here we have some Tempests. This isn't good. This isn't good for Kaymonski. He needs to, right now, with all the money he has, throw down 2 more starports, 3 more starports, whatever it takes, get these factories to start building some reactors, and he has about 2 minutes before, not even 2 minutes, Valenteen is deciding to move out now. He'll never get to build those Vikings. Meanwhile, Valenteen making a sneaky expansion up here, which I get the feeling won't be needed, and wasn't needed in this case anyway. This command center is not actually an orbital. Kaymonski not having a good game here, perhaps affected by the previous ones. How is he going to react to this? Does he have any air units? He has 1 Liberator. Perhaps he didn't notice that Valenteen had Tempests. That's the likely scenario. Nevertheless, he's got a whole bunch of Widow Mines. Wait, maybe he did realize, but he thought Widow Mines would counter them. Not so, Kaymonski, not so. don't make Widow Mines for Tempests. They're really not designed for that. In fact, I think it takes 2 shots for a Widow Mine to kill a Tempest anyway, 2 or 3. What else is going on here then? So we're getting some more Tempests out from Valenteen. So very much the same as the first game. Where Valenteen definitely made a lot of use of, got a lot out of those Tempests. Now here, quite easily moves up its in, which I really thought about some of the ones, but then you can use them to get rid of some workers. Nevertheless, it's a Planetary Fortress. Oh, he actually upgraded that to a Planetary Fortress, fair enough. But all these Tempests pretty much unstoppable. He really hasn't built enough Vikings. He didn't transition to starports to counter this, and he is going to get wrecked for his final game. Well, there it is. Valenteen showing once again that a strong economy allows you to get whatever you want in terms of units. Tempests are some of the most difficult to get units for the Protoss. They're very, very late game. You need quite a lot of buildings to be able to get them, and each one costs, I think it's like 250, 150 gas as well. So pretty expensive unit, but he had the economy, and thus he was able to do it. I think Kaymonski is gonna regret building 3 armories here for a start. But he might want to consider building Vikings in the future against this kind of composition, and he definitely has to work on making workers and not so many command centers. He almost had more command centers than he had workers, huh? So anyway, I hope you had fun in watching these games. I enjoyed casting them. As I said in my first video, if you are interested in getting involved with Starcraft, please do contact eSports.je and see what they can do for you. They can also hook you up with a bunch of other different games with which you can play with your friends. Or if you don't have friends, that's fine. You can still show up and there'll be other people to play with, no doubt.